let's talk about a giant whopper that Robyn said, and specifically things she said all season. So this was early on in season 19. And let me do my impression, because this is exactly how she says it. I would be great with being neighbors with Janelle, Mary, or even Christine. I'd be fine. Like, I don't even buy it. I don't even buy it at all that she's even pretending. But this is something that Robyn does, which is that she will tell us in interviews how she's not the problem. She doesn't say that exact word, but the implication is it's not about her. She would be great being neighbors. It's them that's the problem. And at this point, she still kind of has some hope for Janelle. She kind of acted like she had hope for Mary, but Mary had, and Cody had already kicked her to the curb and done so on camera and had that whole big scene at Coyote Pass. So she has to know Mary's out. Christine, I don't remember Christine was dating, but she had moved to Utah. She's done. But when things really first started going wrong with Christine, Robyn was mad. And she's like, I don't know why we can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And she was all worked up about everything. And then I think at some point she realized, like, her throwing a temper tantrum, which had always worked before, was no longer going to work. She wasn't going to be able to back people in and force them to do what she wanted. And what she wanted was to live the life of primarily a monogamous woman while getting all of the cultural benefits of being a polygamous woman. And what I mean by that is she has a TV show. She's a TV show of the very... to me, being part of a polygamous family with 4 wives is not a big deal, but it's very clear that for her and her culture, it's a huge deal. It's a big accomplishment. They have a TV show. She gets to be super sister wife, at least in her opinion. She has the business that never did well, but she got to do her designs. The whole deal, it's what she wanted. And she had the benefit of the family money and of being in charge of people. And I have definitely met people who they were scamming people, but they weren't scamming people for money. They were scamming people to pretend to be experts, I think, for attention. I think they had some deep-seated need to be the center of attention. I think Cody has that. I think Robyn has that. And having a TV show has definitely done it. I remember so distinctly, it was in season 18 when Robyn was like, the family has to come together for Ari's birthday. And they all did. And that was when, like, Ari was like talking, it was about Mary was so red and embarrassed. And all the kids just looked miserable as they sat around having to sort of play nice as Robyn sort of swooned around about how everyone was there. And it was just really odd. But this whole season, well, for seasons and seasons, she's been kind of presenting this like, I'm so heartbroken. I'm so hurt. I would be fine with Mary and Janelle and Christine. And I thought, lady, you were neighbors with them. And it was awful for them. It was great for you because Cody was always at your house. And every time we see a wife trying to look for Cody, they've got to call him up. Where do you think he was? We know that he was putting the kids to bed because she bragged about what a great father he was. They've recently admitted he drove the kids to school. The wives even Janelle admitted that, he wasn't over at Mary's house basically since the cul-de-sac, more or less. We know for sure since the catfish, that he wasn't at Mary's house. So he was, did he now go down to 3 nights a week, or did he get 2 at Robyn's and 1 at Janelle and Christine's? We don't know. And even Janelle, who, had the least issue with him between her and Christine, admitted or maybe it was Christine. One of them said, he'd kind of swing over at night, sit on his phone, go to bed. Sometimes he'd get up before they were left. I know Christine said that. Maybe Janelle said it too. But Janelle kind of even admitted that, her kids were really resentful. Her sons especially were really resentful. Peyton admitted that you always knew where you could find Dad because he was over at Robyn's. And so you'd go over to Robyn's house and stuff like that. And, Robyn even admitted recently that she didn't like the kids just coming into the house, even when they were in the cul-de-sac. And this was all supposed to be one unit. And I kind of get it if you're talking about like your bedroom or your bathroom, not to come in without knocking. But I kind of feel like if the whole point is, all of the houses share a backyard and they're all my kids, why couldn't they? I get if it's like 2 a.m. and you're like, well, that would scare me. But I kind of feel like, I don't know. It's kind of a little suspect that you're going to say, I'm this great sister mom and everyone can come and go. But we all got this cul-de-sac, and the backyards, if you don't remember, the backyards were all connected. They were all open. They didn't put fences between them. And the idea was that way the kids could move freely between the houses. And Robyn was like, well, actually, one of the kids were saying how you couldn't come over to Robyn's house. And she's like, well, all I needed was for you to knock. And it's like, okay, so now they need permission to come into the house where their dad's always at. Anyway, so this idea that she could have been neighbors with them. And I thought, lady, you tried that already. And it didn't work for anyone but you.